Hello, I'm Tom Rothman of 20th Century Fox. Welcome to Fox Legacy. We're glad to have you with us.
The full Monty, you lot. Hellfire, that would be worth a look.
Great script, terrible title. Can I tell you how many times over my 25-year career I've been in that meeting? Movies, somehow, seem either to be born with great titles from the moment the writer types the first page. Say, The Dirty Dozen, Star Wars, Superbad. Or if not, to struggle through Dante's ninth circle of hell, which is actually the ninth marketing meeting trying to come up with something. And then there's another kind of title. The very, very bad title that turns out, always, because of the unlikely success of the movie itself, to be a great title.
Perfect. Well, you should have said.
When that happens, which is rare, it's because the title is unique and the film itself somehow touched a cultural nerve and made genuine social impact. When you really hit it, a phrase that meant nothing at all before your film becomes part of our language. Catch-22. Now, we all know what that means. Likewise, a Sophie's Choice or a Stepford Wife. And thus, we come to the Full Monty, a textbook example of the cultural impact a little engine that could movie can have. The story of the Full Monty is the story of a movie that probably, still to this day, has the highest box office gross ratio to cost of any movie in the modern era, and perhaps the most unlikely Best Picture nominee. It's also the movie that truly established the viability of Fox Searchlight and thus a whole generation of sub-studios within the major studios. The Full Monty began as an idea in the fertile, albeit offbeat, mind of producer extraordinaire Roberto Pasolini, an indefatigable fellow that I have known since we both worked together briefly for David Putnam at Columbia Pictures in the mid-1980s. Roberto was a great admirer of director Ken Loach, known for his work in British film and television depicting the working class with harsh realism. But Pasolini, that nut, wanted to focus on the comedic side of the working class. Oh, boy, an unemployment comedy. What a laugh riot. But you see, it takes unlikely subject to make underdog movies. Roberto reached out to writer Simon Beaufoy to write the script and then brought in Peter Catania, a first-time film director from British television. And that script, if you happen to be hankering for an unemployment comedy with full frontal nudity, was fantastic. But exactly who was looking for such a script, and who would be crazy enough to give them the money to do it?
We just need a bit of help.
Oh, I'm sorry, pal. There's nothing I can do to help the likes of you. Nothing.
Well, Lindsay Law, together with the brilliant Claudia Lewis, who still heads production at Searchlight, were the ones who saw that Uberto's cockeyed idea might just possibly work. And so, they had Searchlight finance the film entirely. Of course, it only cost $4 million, which even then was pretty cheap for a film. They also backed the filmmakers in casting it with an unknown, to American anyway, group of great British actors. These men played characters who were forced to confront the very value of their manhood. The film pushes this question to its literal extreme by compelling them to dance naked in an effort to solve their financial problems. Now, while thematically succinct, this was certainly a challenge for the actors and the production. Yes, the answer to the question that I know is burning in all of you out there. Indeed, for the sake of the film and after bracing themselves, I'm told, with a little alcohol, the actors did, in fact, let it all hang out in front of a room of screaming extras. But only one take. Now, Searchlight's biggest concern in selling the film was, guess what? the title, The Full Monty. In England, it's a common phrase meaning the whole thing. But before the movie came out, Americans had no idea what a full Monty was or wasn't.
Excuse me, no one said anything to me about the full Monty.
Lindsay Law was always planning on changing the title for the U.S. audience, but fate intervened. The completed movie was submitted to the Sundance Film Festival, and they were late, and Sundance had to print the program immediately. So they just went ahead and used the title, The Full Monty. And after that, it stuck.
If we're doing this, then just this once, we're doing it right. Now, come on.
And now, the phrase is synonymous with bearing it all and going for it all. And who could imagine any other title for the joyful little movie with the gigantic heart that you're about to enjoy? The world's only male stripper unemployment comedy musical, The Full Monty. Have fun. On its release, The Full Monty took in at the United States box office more than 10 times what the movie cost to create. It surpassed Four Weddings and a Funeral to become, prior to Harry Potter, the most successful British film in UK box office history. And the humanity and humor in The Full Monty translated on a global scale as the film went on to huge international success. Over $250 million in worldwide box office. It was so successful that Fox even developed it into a Broadway musical, which became a smash and was likewise translated and performed all around the world. The movie spawned products like wine, bow ties, and men's brief, and even, my favorite, a Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor, the Full Vermonty. And now, the once obscure title tells you everything about this film, one of the biggest little indie hits of them all. It tells you about its characters' willingness to go for it, about its filmmakers' struggle to get it made, and about its studio's gutsy attitude. Luckily, for all of us as filmgoers, they all went the Full Monty. But this is all you'll get from me tonight.
For one night only, we're going for the Full Monty.
For Fox Legacy, I'm Tom Rothman. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.